welcome back to the channel. This is a very special video that I'm making today. It's part of a new series called Where Are They Now? So what I'll be doing is I'll be taking certain teams of different years, having a look at the starting 11 then, and having a look where they are now. And as a Newport County fan, I am going to start off with Michael Flynn's first starting 11 at Newport County. So I will show on screen the starting 11 so you can quickly see it, and then I will be going through each position, showing you, where they are now and how their career has gone in certain aspects. Right, guys, so that starting 11 that you just saw was Michael Flynn's first 11 in charge at Newport away at Crewe Alexandra in early March 2017. And that was when he was given the task of trying to keep Newport in the Football League. So we're going to start off with Joe Day. Joe Day joined us in 2015 on a permanent deal. He was here beforehand on loan, but he joined us in 2015 on a permanent deal from Peterborough. He was here for 4 years. He was he was our first choice keeper for pretty much all that time, and he currently plays at Cardiff, but he is on loan at Wimbledon. So yeah, Joe Day, big hero amongst Katie fans for different things that he's done on and off the field. But he's currently at Wimbledon on loan from Cardiff. The next player is our left back, Dan Butler. Now, Dan Butler joined us in 2016, a year later than Joe Day, and he left in the same summer as Joe Day to Peterborough. Yeah, it was Peterborough. I couldn't think then. So he spent 3 successful seasons here. To be fair, he's probably one of the best left-backs I've seen at the county. I mean, I was very early in my Newport County supporting career to see the likes of Andy Sandell, Scott Barrow. But Dan Butler is an hell of a left-back, and I so wish he was still here. Yes, a lot of fans really love Ryan Haynes, but I think we missed the aspect that Dan Butler gave us. But he's currently at Peterborough, and at the start of the season, he'd done really bad for Peterborough. I'm not too sure how he's doing at the moment, but yeah, Dan Butler was a pivotal role in the survival season, really, and he was here for a long time after that. Right, the next one is a very upsetting one to make. Obviously, Mark O'Brien was the man that scored the goal, or that famous goal, that kept us up in the Football League. He joined us in January in 2017, so the January of that season. Very experienced at youth level at Derby. I think he even played in the Championship for Derby, which was brilliant. So bringing in someone like that, it was a brilliant coup for us, and I think it worked out for his entire Newport County career, and a lot of fans would agree with that. So Mark O'Brien was here from 2017 to 2017. He's only just retired about 2-3 weeks ago, potentially. He's had a good career here, and a lot of County fans, well, every County fan respects him, and he will reflect on his county career as a very successful one. He's been to, some big games and some high intensity games against like Man City, Leicester. He's been in a playoff final, even though he got sent off in it, but he's still been there. So yeah, Mark O'Brien from 2017 to 2020 in Newport County, and now he is retired. His centre-back partner was Sid Nelson on that day. Sid Nelson is a very good centre-back. I'm quite annoyed that we couldn't get him permanently. Potentially, was it the wage? I'm not too sure, but Sid Nelson was a hell of a centre-back, and he still is. He joined us in 2017 on loan for the rest of the season, and he played very well in my opinion. And he's currently at Tranmere. He had a successful loan spell at Tranmere, and now he's actually made that move from Millwall to Tranmere, a permanent deal. So we'll be seeing him at Rodney Parade next season. Hopefully we're allowed in the ground, that is. But Sid Nelson, an absolute gem of a centre-back. I'm gutted we couldn't sort anything out. But Sid Nelson is at Tranmere. The right back for the day, we don't need to say much more than David Pipe. He was the man that got that ball into the box for Mark O'Brien to chest and volley into the corner. But yeah, David Pipe was here before. I can't remember the exact years that he was here beforehand, but he joined us back in 2017 and retired at the end of last season. after that playoff final. Very disappointing that we lost that, to be honest. I think we should have won the game, but it happens. But yeah, David Pipe, absolute county legend. Not so much maybe for what he's done, potentially. I mean, that could be controversy among Newport County fans, but he's definitely a fan favourite, and a lot of fans do respect him for that. So David Pipe is currently retired. The first midfielder on that day, I'm going to go with the 4-2-3-1. So the first centre midfielder was Scott Bennett. Now, unfortunately, Scott Bennett has been released, along with a couple of other players from this season's team. But looking back to the team that played on that day, Scott Bennett joined us in 2016. He was here in 2015 for a loan, but he made that permanent in 2016 until 2020. Obviously, he's just been released. I think Scott Bennett's one of the most underrated players this season, personally. I think he has got a lot of rate. He has got a lot of rating among him this season, but I think the work he's done in that midfield is, and even in the back line when needed, is fantastic, and it shouldn't get unnoticed, I think. So Scott Bennett is probably one of the most crucial players in our team, but obviously not for that team, because there was the likes of, David Pipe, like I said, Dan Butler as well, Joe Day. But yeah, Scott Bennett is currently released, and we'll see where he goes from us. Right, the next midfield is Joss Labadie. Now, Joss Labadie joined us in 2016, and of course he's still at the club. He is the first one that is still at the club. I mean, the other two have got released in terms of... Mark O'Brien's retired, and Scott Bennett's been released. But yeah, I think Joss Labadie has been a brutal force in our midfield for the past couple of years now, and very highly rated, and deservedly so as well. I mean, you see him in games against Tottenham, Leicester. He doesn't give a crap. He just flies into tackles, gets the ball half the time as well, which is quite funny. But and it just bosses midfield, and I think he is one we need to keep for definite. I mean, the likes of Josh Sheehan, Podrick Amond, and players like that, we definitely need to keep as well, which is already happening. But Joss Labadie, 2016 to present day, he's still the player he was back then. The cam for that day was Tom Owen Evans. Newport County Academy project, came through the ranks, made his debut in 2014. He's been with us from 2014 to 2018, and he currently plays for Hereford FC. He's had a couple of loan spells, and he's had a couple of different spells throughout his career, but he's at Hereford now, and it seems to me that the Hereford fans really like him, and rightly so, because I think he was a great player at the county. I think potentially he could have been given a few more seasons, but you never know. Maybe he might end up coming back. I think he's only 24, so there's still room for improvement as well if County want to bring Tom Owen Evans back to the club. But yeah, he's currently at Hereford, and it seems that the Hereford fans do like him, like I said. Playing on the left wing on that game was Alex Samuel, a very underrated player. Currently, he was very highly rated then, actually. Joined us in 2017 as well in January for a loan until the end of the season. Welsh winger, or can play up front. But I very rate Alex Samuel. I think he's a good player. He done well for us in that that survival season. Unfortunately, we didn't bring him back. Maybe because he's too big for the club. I don't know. He's currently at Wycombe in League One, and they're actually currently in the League One playoffs. I mean, we could have a former county player in the Championship, which would be brilliant. You'd love to see former county players, even though it's a loan deal. You'd love to see former county players do well. So yeah, Alex Samuel is currently at Wycombe after spending half a season at Newport on loan. The right winger for that day was Sean Rigg. Joined us in 2016, stayed for the 2016-17 season, stayed for the 17-18 season as well, I believe. And then he joined Bath in 2018-19, and to be closer to home. And in May 2019, he actually gave his footballing career up, and he actually went into a tattoo job. So he's currently a tattooist. I believe he still is. Sean Rigg, I think he played well. I think he wasn't one of those players that was going to always set the world alight, but Newport County fans seemed to like him, and I was a very good admirer of Sean Rigg. I think he did play well. He played well in that season as well. I think his best season was the season after, though. But yeah, Sean Rigg, his last club was Bath, but he is retired now and he is a tattooist. So if you want to get your tattoos done, you know where the man is, Sean Rigg. The last player for that game was Ryan Bird. He was the striker that started the game. Joined us in 2017, like in January 17 to the end of the season. He did get released at the end of the season. Not too sure why. I didn't really rate Ryan Bird, to be honest with you. I didn't think he was ever League Two level, and that's currently why he's playing at Slough Town in the National League South at the moment. I just don't think he was ever League Two level. Unfortunately for him, that is the case. No offence to him, of course, because I know he does have some ability, but maybe that ability is not League Two level. Hate to say it because I hate to criticise players, but yeah, Ryan Bird was with us January 2017 to the end of the season, then got released, and he's currently at Slough Town. Right, thank you guys for watching. That was my Where Are They Now? Michael Flynn's first Newport County 11. I hope you enjoyed that. It was very fun to make, and I'm going to be putting a lot more of these out. I'm going to be doing Sir Alex Ferguson's final Manchester United 11, when he drew 5-5 with West Brom on the last day of the 2012-2013 season. And if you guys think of any more that you want me to do, I might do that Liverpool team that came so close to winning the league. I might do that one. Just let me know what ones you want me to do, and I don't mind doing any as long as they're quite easy to make. And as long as some of the players are still playing, we don't want a full team of retired players. To be honest, we want to see how certain players' careers have gone. So make sure to smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. Like I said, put your comments in of what teams you want me to do, and things like that. And make sure to subscribe, share the video out, and I hope you enjoyed, and up the county.